Welcome to the Corona post-show at the Mayo Pro Portugal, presented by Rip Curl. It was finals day today. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. It was a incredible finals day, and we saw some firsts. I'm Kaipo Guerrero, along with Peter Mel and Shannon Hughes. Shannon, what a great finals day, and let's just start talking about the women and Tatiana Weston-Webb and her comeback into climbing up the rankings right now.
I mean, she's just jumped straight up those rankings, coming off with her third championship tour victory as well, guys. Incredible to see her start with that momentum early, getting that free surf in, keeping her toes warm in the jacuzzi before the women's heat started, and then taking it all the way to the final for victory.
And being, Peter, Tati being a fan favorite in a way, in that representing Brazil, speaks Portuguese, a very educated group here on the beach, and those fans really appreciated Tatiana's victory.
And usually with the champions, they tap into that crowd. They want that energy, feed on that energy. We are, showmen, right? So, and show women. She went out there and did that. I mean, more than anything, her determination to be here at the crack of dawn, right? And in the chill, and putting it all on the line, and coming back to with Lakey having the lead, the back and forth. Those are the type of events you want to see happen here. Tatiana Weston-Webb coming out with the win. And like you mentioned before, more importantly, she was devastated by her Hawaii performance, and to take a win here is huge.
Yeah, we took a look at the brackets and the road to the final, but let's explore it right now, Shannon. This is Tatiana Weston-Webb.
I mean, she just unleashed. Look at that start, really engaging that rail and the tail work as well, putting as much dynamic surfing together with variety, different types of turns off of early mornings, dealing with different types of conditions, Pete, as well, as the women really had challenging winds to battle throughout the entire competition to finish off with really glassy surf.
Yeah, and one of the things that you expect when you come to Europe is the unexpected. You have this serious tide swings. You've got this winds that you're dealing with, and especially when you get to Super Tubos, you expect that you're just going to be looking for barrels and tubes, and that's it. But no, you need to be able to do the airs and deal with the conditions that are given to you at that given time.
Totally, and for Tati to be able to find excellent scores out here, she had the 8.83 day before, and then that 8 in the final, to walk away with more excellent scores here on the beaches at Super Tubos.
And one of the things that's really cool about Tatiana in this event specifically is that her forehand came to life. Those lefts were really important for her. She has always had a really solid backhand, but to be able to get a win really going on her forehand like today was important for her.
And just woke up to such beautiful conditions. We were so scared that the swell was going to drop off and we wouldn't be able to run this morning, and it just continued to arrive. And for these women to keep their minds focused, be ready to perform when it was questionable if they'd be on waking up, before sunrise this morning, those are the kind of performances that champions are made of.
And how consistent was that final too? It was wave after wave after wave, plenty of opportunity, and that's all you can really ask for in a final.
Tatiana Weston-Webb with such an incredible victory. I love seeing her just cheered up the beach there by her husband, by that team that's been backing her from Brazil to get her to more championship tour victories now, and she's going to be a threat heading into the rest of the season.
Yeah, she had an entire team, and I want to say a bubble of love and energy around her at this event. They're all staying together at a house, and Tati loves to cook, and they've really been there supporting each other. Of course, you mentioned having her husband, Jesse Mendez, here, the ultimate support squad, and he's got to be a really, really proud hubby right now, Peter, because his wife's the champ.
Yeah, I mean, this is the secret to having success on tour, is to be able to create a home at every stop that you are on tour. And you find those local restaurants that you really like, you find the homes that you want to stay at, the people you want to surround you with, and Tati has found that little magic.
Yeah, she sure was, and that was a magical final. Well, some magic happened for a young man from San Clemente, because he took out his first championship tour victory, and he had to do that. Shannon, look at the road to the final and a victory for Griffin Colapinto. Even before this quarterfinal, Griffin had to overcome Kelly Slater. Then in the quarterfinal, he had to overcome Chloe Andino. Look at the semifinal.
The Grom has taken out the Giants, taking out John Florence, taking out Felipe Toledo at a spot where we just expect Felipe to put on the best performances of anyone. Griffin off of that 10-point ride yesterday, just carrying all of that energy, think about that. The fact that he came out of that 10 thinking he'd won the contest, that sort of euphoric feeling, now for him to continue channeling that all the way through today was really incredible.
Quite a few things for this young man. He's taken all the chips home from Super Tubos, a 10 and the victory, Pete. This is his road to the final.
Yeah, it was huge. And I mean, we saw him win a major event at the U.S. Open, which was huge for him. And now the championship tour is the next step. There's been some major changes, and a lot of it's come from the mental game of Griffin Colapinto. He's been able to find a way, a formula to get those wins and not let those big names scare him. Obviously, Kelly Slater there, he had a heat against Kelly, and he did the right thing, got above it right there. And it wasn't easy. Kolohe, another one of his mentors, not letting him bring him down. He had to do this, goes above the lip. You had John Florence. I mean, Kelly, Kolohe, John, and Felipe to win this event. That is huge.
And the 10, too. Put that in the pocket. Check this out. Just the backhand whips of Griffin Colapinto, Shannon, and just so impressed by his overall demeanor, and not just his surfing, but the way he was able to really project a victory here.
Oh, incredible. And to end the drought for the San Clemente men, they haven't found those CT victories in a very long time, and for Griffin to come out firing off of that victory at the US Open just, midway through last year, which was his career best result, now to find that same experience here on the championship tour and to take down the field that he took through, just so cool to see.
And am I correct here? This is the board that he won the US Open on.
I believe,
is, right?
It is, or a replica, but it's the same model.
Same dimension, same, yeah.
But color scheme, right? I mean, all of those things. But so that says something about the confidence that he has in his equipment. But that's the formula I'm talking about. He does the same kind of warm up. He does some meditation. He does all the things he needs to do to get himself right in perfect mental capacity to win each and every heat. He doesn't let the surfers that he's surfing against affect him. And what a win for Griffin Colapinto.
Yeah, I talked about it. He actually in a post-heat interview said, when I win this event. So I think for this young man to know how to manifest success and make it happen, say it, put it out there in the universe, and the universe provided.
He sure did. And of course, with that, I want to hear from him again because he is a great interview.
Well, we're going to hear from him again because right now, let's make it official. I'm going to throw it to our presentation with Joe Turpel.
Thank you so much, Kaipo. Muito obrigado. You guys are amazing. Some of the best fans in pro surfing. We're so happy to be back here. It's been a while since 2019, and we couldn't wait to get back here to Super Tubos. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are really special. Obrigado. A lot of people to thank for sure that make this event possible. Tourism of Portugal, Felipe Silva and the crew, thank you so much for all that you do. From Mayo, Miguel, you're a legend. Miguel Gora, you're so cool. Thanks for hosting us so well. City Council, Enrique Bertino, West Tourism, Pedro Ferreira, and from Rip Curl, Matteo Lafa. Also, big thanks to Francisco Spinola from WSL. Thanks for hosting us so well and making the dream come true once again. Can't thank Rip Curl enough for searching, bringing us here again in 2009, and it was so good we stayed. It became a permanent stop on the championship tour. Big thanks to Jesse Miley Dyer for getting involved and bringing the women back after a 10-year hiatus that we got to see in 2019. And the women once again put on a huge show this week, crowning new champions that have never won here for the first time. It was really special as well, celebrating International Women's Day. It's officially tomorrow, but we got started early on opening day, and I'm so glad we did. For the men and the women, they got to pick athletes that inspire them and got to honor them here in the action. That was so incredible. The performances this week was insane. Renato, great job. No lay days. A big round of applause for Renato Hickel. You're a machine. Waves are pumping. We got to see proper Super Tubos. We got to see huge airs. It was so incredibly exciting. Obviously, now it's stop number 3, but we do have a mid-season cut in Margaret River. So this is really always an event that shakes up the leaderboard in a huge way. Let's hear it for the GOAT, Kelly Slater, 50 years of age. She got to compete here once again. A man that gives us so much glory. for over 30 years of pro surfing. Always fun to see him in the main event. Big thanks to Mayo, our title partner for this event, Rip Curl, Red Bull, Corona, Oakley, Hydro Flash, Sambazon, Havaianas, Portugal Tourism, EDP, Millennium, Hertz. Special thank you for the local community and the surfers for giving us this incredible lineup this week. You guys are amazing. So Renato Hickel, our WSL Directors of Tours and Head of Competition, is going to help with the trophies today. And let's get down to business. Why don't you guys all come up here on stage with me? All the people that I announced, come join me. Thank you so much for coming. Obrigado. Beautiful. Now we're ready. Like to introduce a very familiar face, a man who's won out here before, this year runner-up in the event. Let's hear it for Felipe Toledo. Yeah, Felipe. Felipe Toledo, one of the most exciting surfers in the world. His biggest results so far this season. Felipe, I know you love it here. You've been in a really happy mood all week, taking down some big names. How are you taking in this final once again? Because you've been on this stage before.
Yeah, thank you. Really happy to be back here in Peniche, Portugal, a place that I feel really comfortable and the people are so welcoming, and I just love it here. You know, I guess that's why the results, you know, always I put in a really good results. So yeah, it's been fun. You know, the entire week just surfing, having fun with the boys, and the waves were firing. Yeah, I'm just happy to be up here. Congrats to Griff, Tati, Lakey. And everyone that was putting an amazing performance out here, so inspiring to watch, and can't wait for Australia.
Parabéns.
Obrigado.
Felipe Toledo, runner-up. This looks like he's going to do some good things. Let's grab your trophy, Felipe. Renato, might get you on this side. And hold that one up real quick, Felipe. Well done. Great job. Also, runner-up in the final, now for the second time in her career. Let's give it up for California's Lakey Peterson. Well done, Lakey. I'll give you a spot right here. Amazing what you've done in Portugal, obviously in 2 events. You seem to find a lot of success here. What is it about Super Tubes that you love so much?
Oh man, Super Tubes is such a great wave. It's so challenging. Just as a beach break, it's actually super similar to what I surf at home a lot. And the cold I'm really used to also. So it just kind of feels like home. And yeah, runner up again. It's bittersweet, but congrats to Tatiana. She's been ripping all week, and just great to have a final with her, and she always brings the best of me.
Pretty surreal coming into a finals day where you've done all the hard work and we're done and first thing in the morning. How did you get into gear today?
I know. I was up so early because I knew I was going to be first heat, and I was like, okay, 7 a.m. needs to feel like noon. So I was jumping around trying to get warm, lots of coffee. But yeah, it's great we were able to finish today. You know, there was still some opportunity. So yeah, it was an awesome day. Congrats to Griffin, awesome hometown. Ish, at least Santa Barbara. San Clemente isn't too far from Santa Barbara where I grew up, so congrats to you, Griff, and yeah, also you, Philippe, ripping, and again, kudos to Tatiana.
Well done, Lakey. Number 2 in the world, heading into your second home at Bells Beach. Best of luck there.
Thank you guys. You've been insane all week. We love you. Thanks for everything. Obrigada.
And now it's time to introduce a champion who's done it for the first time of his career. Let's hear it for San Clemente's Griffin Colapinto. Griffin Colapinto, it's the worst first win for California since Bobby Martinez in 2009. Let's go ahead and grab your trophy real quick. Renato, let's pass this on. It's going to be pretty heavy. Here we go. Lift it up, Griff. Your champ. And your new world number 7. Let's catch up real quick, my friend. After you hydrate. Wow. This is the moment you've been waiting for, that you've been dreaming of. Had one of the craziest rookie debuts, finaling at Kira. Injuries came to play. You had to dig deep, and finally that dream is realized. You've won the main event. What's going through your mind right now?
It's just crazy to go from thinking about the mid-year cut to winning the contest. It was just such a roller coaster of emotions. And, you know, I just think about my parents and my family at home that have supported me the whole time in my career, and my dad filming me countless hours on the beach, and my mom giving me little technique advice when she didn't even surf, and it was kind of hard to listen to. I was like, come on, Mom, I have coaches. But some of it was actually on point, and it helped me a lot. And so my parents are the first people I think of, and then my brother as well pushes me so much. And yeah, I just have a lot of love and support at home that I really am thankful for.
Really special, thinking about all the support, the people that you surf for, but what about the people that you surfed against on road to that title today, from Felipe to John to one of your best friends in Kolohe, and then the GOAT, Kelly Slater? Could you ask for a better run to the final than that?
Yeah, that's just the cherry on top. The people I got to surf against was incredible, and like having Felipe in the final is so rad. We've had some really deep, cool conversations that you don't get with most people, so that was really special, just paddling out and looking over at him and thinking about what we've talked about in the past. And, you know, win or lose, this tour we're on, it's crazy. Like, after COVID and stuff, you think about all the guys and girls on here. It's like you're really good friends, and you don't even realize it. So, yeah, it's just cool to be a part of.
You moved up 20 spots. You mentioned the midseason cut and requalification. You're 7th in the world. How does that sound?
It feels amazing. It sounds amazing. And everyone here in Portugal, I love you guys so much. You guys are the best fans ever.
Congrats, Griffin. Enjoy the moment. Today's your day. Have a blast tonight, and can't wait to see what you do at Bells. Choo! Griffin Colapinto, your champion of the Male Pro Portugal, presented by Rip Curl. Now, the celebration will continue. I'd like to introduce a champion who was lethal today, incredibly powerful, a goofy foot representing Brazil. Let's hear it for your champion, Tatiana Weston-Webb. Tatiana Weston-Webb finished runner-up in the world last season at the Rip Curl WSL Finals. And it's so, let's put that trophy up first. There goes the champ. Put that over here. Tati, that was awesome, by the way. This has to feel amazing. You've done this before, but to win your first event this season, does it feel brand new all over again sometimes when you look into the sea of people and know all the hard work that you put in to stand here again?
Yeah, I think oh God, like exactly what Griffin said. I just had such a terrible start to the year, and just to continue to believe in myself was something that I was struggling with. And I think after my round of 16, I just continued to feel calm and proud and happy regardless of the result. And I think that's what gave me the win. And I'd like to thank God as well. Without him, I wouldn't be as calm and happy. And yeah, I'm just so grateful. Eu também queria agradecer vocês, cara. Vocês são ótimos. Foi muito legal. Eu amo muito Portugal. Portugal é dos meus lugares favoritos. Realmente, sem vocês não ia estar igual. Então, valeu.
Tati, you made us all a little bit nervous for you when we saw you kind of hobbling off at Sunset Beach. I wasn't even sure if you were going to be here, let alone win the event. Can you take us into that process of that feeling, worried about your knee, to where you are now, a champion of this event?
Yeah, it's just crazy. I just had to trust in the process. I really wasn't sure if I was going to come here either, and luckily it was only a grade 1 tear. And I just continued to work hard and do everything I could to rehab my knee with my team. And yeah, I just felt comfortable enough to be able to come here. I got some work done with Lakey's husband as well. Thomas helped me out. And yeah, I'm just really, really stoked to be able to surf and have an amazing back-to-back. We switched off so many times in the final. It was just so much fun. So I was stoked.
Talk to us about finals day. You both had world champs to get through to earn the spot in the final together. First off, how was Lakey in the final? You both had big scores going back and forth.
Yeah, she's ruthless. She's a fighter, amazing athlete. Congratulations, Lakey. Todo mundo. Yeah, I couldn't choose anyone better than Lakey to have a final with here, and I know her backhand's lethal. I remember her doing such crazy turns one year that she won the U.S. Open backside, and I was like, dang, if she gets a set wave, she could for sure get an 8. So I was just trying to do whatever I possibly could to continue to surf well and have fun and get the score.
What an incredible champion, Tati. Congrats once again, and you're heading into familiar territory, defending your title at Margaret River, a former finalist at Bells. Off to a great start. Enjoy the moment, enjoy today.
Thank you, guys. Muito obrigada a todo mundo. Beijos.
Let's get the party started down here on the beach in Peniche, and we'll continue on with the post-show, the Corona post-show with Kaipo Guerrero. Have fun, you guys.
Yeah, that's right. The Corona Post show continues. When we return, we will take a look at stop number 4, the Rip Curl Pro, Bells Beach. We'll be right back with more of the Corona Post show. Welcome back to the Corona Post Show here at the Mail Pro Portugal, presented by Rip Curl. And the awards presentation have just got underway. I'm Kuiper Girl, Peter Mel, Shannon Hughes, all wrapping up. And you know what, you guys? Stop 3 done and dusted, and we're going to see some adjustments on the leaderboard. But now, Shannon, we can look forward to stop number 4, and that's going to be the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach, the longest running professional surf contest in history.
Amazing. Cannot wait to see us get back to that historical location after it took a break from the tour in 2021, and we get to see these competitors surf back at one of the most historic locations ever.
Who do you got to watch there over at stop number 4?
I'm going to say go the Aussies. I'm going with India Robinson, rookie on the championship tour, who is from Torquay, Australia. Bells Beach is her home break. She's got the power to match the women that have dominated for the last decade. Ethan Ewing on the men's side as well, taking that rail game, picking it up from Parko and Mick. He's going to carry that Australian flag strong at home at Bells.
I want to pick the mind of the Condor. Peter Mel, your ones to watch over at Bells.
I like her picks. I think they're good, youthful, right? But I will go veterans even further, just because, again, this is a break, Bells Beach, that is unique, and it takes a keen eye. I have Kelly Slater on the men's side, just waving that flag for the 50-year-olds, and also Steph Gilmore. Both of these surfers have put in a lot of time at Bells, have bells in their trophy case. So I see these two taking it on. Again, it's about experience, and I think I love your picks with the youthful there, with India and Ethan both having a lot of experience at Bells Bowl. But my picks, Kelly Slater and Steph Gilmore.
All right, well, one of my picks is going to be Courtney Conlog, because she's a past champ over there at Bells, and we can take a look at Courtney's run to ringing the bell back in 2019 right here, Peter.
Pumping bells, by the way. I mean, and that's what we hope to see each and every time. But this is why it's so unique, is you got the Bells Bowl, but also if it shrinks, we move to places like Winky Pop, and we also have the Rincon Bowl, which are all very unique and stylish, different types of waves. And so it takes a lot of experience and time to figure it out. But this event here, pumping bells, I mean, fingers crossed that we get to see it like this again.
I mean, have a look at the size of that surf, too, and Courtney just placing that board so perfectly. Pete, what would you say wave size is for that day at Bells Beach?
It was an 8 to 10 foot bells. You know, you're going to have to be a little bit bigger surfboards in your quiver. You're going to have to do that. We also see stop number 5 being at Margaret River, same thing, you know, and so these are two events that are going to be very critical at that the mid-season cut, which is a new thing. So I think veterans are going to play a big role in those last two events.
I agree. And so, again, my picks.
Yeah.
Looking at Bells, I'm going to go with John Florence, 2019 champ, and let's take a look at John and how he got there in 2019. Focused, John Florence.
And you can see just the diverse conditions. This is, again, another one of those bigger days, and he's riding. This is where we see him. Really came from Margaret River when we first saw this style of surfboard come into play. He uses a much smaller board as far as length goes, but it has like a longer board tail, and it gives him the ability to do these big radical turns on these large size waves, but still have a lot of control.
I mean, it really is one of my favorite things to watch John on a big open face like that, especially at a wave like Bells where he's had those victories before. And man, this is going to be a really exciting year to see the tour go back there and to see if John can get another victory.
John, victorious.
Good pick. I'll give you that.
Very good pick. Both of you, very good picks. I'm still going the Aussies.
Well, talk about wardrobe. Talk about leader jerseys. Not our wardrobe.
Okay.
I'm talking about.
You guys both look great today.
Thank you, Kaipo.
The yellow leader jersey that everybody wants on both the men's and the women's side. Well, we got a new guy wearing that yellow leader jersey going into stop number 4. Kenora Garashi is going to don a new wardrobe going into this stop number 4. And as we can take a look at the rankings right now, live rankings going in there, and look at the GOAT. It's number 2 in the world going into stop number 4, Peter.
Yeah, he moved up. He was 5th before this event, moved up to number 2 after his finish here at this event. Kanoe Igarashi, he's going to be donning yellow. His goal achieved. When he stepped into Portugal, that was what he wanted to do, was take that yellow jersey and run into Australia. He has done that.
Yeah, look at the guys that fell down the leaderboard. Seth Moniz with a drop, and Kyle Belly Shannon also dropping down the leaderboard.
Yeah, it's crazy to see how things shift up in just a couple of days here in Portugal. Literally 5 days, and we've got different rankings. We got a new, leaders jersey going in yellow for Kanoa, and what a cool thing for him to be finally getting that momentum when those big names that have dominated the World Tour conversations, Italo, Gabby, Felipe, John, are sitting so much farther down the rankings than Kanoa. He's got that opportunity now.
Yeah, well, there's a wardrobe change for the men, but for the women, Brisa Hennessy is going to hang on to that yellow leaders jersey, Shannon.
Oh, so impressive. Seeing Brisa win at Sunset, her home turf, was one of the most beautiful things I think I've ever witnessed in professional surfing. And now to see her having put in the work, getting enough points to keep herself above Carissa Moore, Lakey Peterson, Tatiana Weston-Webb, it's really impressive. Also, we have seen a shift, and we're now seeing a lot of those veterans take up that top 10 conversation, which was so different with the rookies dominating it pre-Portugal.
Coming off those rankings, Peter, the mid-season cut, a surfer that needs to get some work done is Steph Gilmore, if we want to see her in the back half of the year. And of course, when we look at the entire schedule, there's that mid-season cut after stop number 5.
Yeah, no, it's important. She missed out on Pipeline, and now she has moved up the rankings. She moved up significantly. She's just outside that cut line. I think it's like 14. So ultimately, these next 2 events are ones that she has taken wins at. I feel like no worries. She's going to be able to get above that cut line. As long as she doesn't let that pressure of the cut line affect her performances, because that has happened in the past.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. Let's take a look at the schedule as we look forward to the rest of the year and our road to the Rip Curl WSL Finals. It's a long road and a varied road here. You can tell right here, Shannon, after Margaret River Pro, that mid-season cut, we're going to whittle down the field to 12 women and 24 men. Of course, that's going to be 2 wild cards. So actually 10 women are going to make the cut, 22 men are going to make the cut. But look at what happens after this mid-season cut.
G-Land, a new stop in El Salvador, one of the best rights in the world there. Back to Rio for the beach breaks, my favorite place of all time, Jeffreys Bay. And then Tahiti, the women getting that opportunity to compete out there for the first time since 2005. It's going to be incredible to witness that, and all wrapping up with the Rip Curl WSL Finals at Lower Trestles.
And then we're going to have a smaller field, so we'll have less days of competition, yet we'll still be able to pick and choose. We still have a solid waiting period where we're going to pick the best conditions. I mean, G-Land can't wait for that one. It's been a long time since we've seen it on tour. It'll be pretty fresh for everybody. It's almost like a new event. Also, El Salvador, right-hand points. You got a left-hand barrel, and you got a right-hand amazing in La Libertad, which is a very rippable wave. I can't wait for those 2 events.
Yeah, and then you have the test of the end of the road right before the final at Te Ahu Po'o. So, I think we're going to see history being made on the women's side when we get to that stop, Shannon.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I mean, I'm so excited to see the women have that opportunity to get back there again. We know some of the greats like a Keala Kennelly, who has just pushed the boundaries of women's surfing at Te Ahu, and now to see this generation have to learn how to balance and figure out a wave like that. It's going to be a really interesting season to see how it unfolds towards the end.
So true. And again, it's just it just keeps coming, right? It just keeps coming. In the way that the changes have happened, the mid-season cut, adding stress, then the road to the Final 5, and then those events, new events. It's just it's crazy, and I really love where the WSL is right now.
Well, now it's time to take a look at our top 5 of the day. Top 5, actually, of the entire event. This is some of my favorite stuff coming through here at the top 5. And let's take a look at some of these moments for the Male Pro Portugal presented by Rip Curl moment. Number 5 had to make the top 5, but it's worth twice that. A 10-point ride for Griffin Colapinto.
I don't know quite how this made it to, it was number 1 yesterday. Now it's number 5, but I will say that this was our first 10 of the season, and it was super incredible. Exactly what Griffin wanted to do, and he pulled it off in a heat.
And he landed in a section that should have just broken his legs. The commitment to difficulty and risk, unbelievable.
Moment number 4, those yellow jerseys, they get heavy. And the yellow jerseys went down early at this event, Peter.
And, of course, with that, the jersey was a significant one with Brisa holding on to it. She's still going to get to wear it at her main sponsors event, so congratulations to her, but very stressful.
And Courtney took her down in that, round of 16, heat number 3, where Brisa just couldn't find the rhythm to keep that dream alive of making it through the rounds. Courtney with a great performance here and just expected, coming out of Santa Ana, coming out of Huntington Beach as her hometown. These beach breaks, nice and rippable conditions in that heat where she beat Brisa. So well deserved, but exciting to see that Brisa is holding on to that yellow jersey regardless.
Yeah, and all smiles from Brisa Hennessy. And she's going to be relieved to hear that she's going to continue to wear that wardrobe. Jordy Smith coming up against a yellow leader jersey in the wild card. Baron Mamiya, Pete, exciting performer, but I told you about the weight of that jersey. Seems like it was heavy on the back of Baron Mamiya.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, he's not a full-time competitor on the championship tour, so this was a pretty neat gift to be able to have that yellow jersey. Jordy, he just thought of it as another heat, and he went out there and annihilated it. Surfed really well this event. Still dealing with that toe that's kind of been quite painful. He's been wearing a boot throughout this and just gritting through these heats with a bit of pain. And he surfed really well throughout this event. Moved up the rankings is a goal of his that he did. And coming up against Baron, you got to pull out all the stops, and his wave selection was impeccable.
Yeah, Baron Mamiya running up the beach, but we're going to see more from this young Hawaiian in the future. I guarantee you that. Number 3, it's called Super Tubos. Why? Because it offers absolutely super tubes, Shannon.
Oh, Steph. Who is a better barrel rider in the women's field, in women's history, than Stephanie Gilmore? Incredible performance, puts on those finishing sections, just finds the perfect line. Absolutely love it.
Chris Amora was also able to find some barrels on these days. I mean, this is Super Tubos. She found this one down on the end corner there, gets herself an 8.5, and this was a dominating performance. This was the second scoring wave when she basically took it all away from her competitor. It was incredible to see.
And then Kelly Slater walked out there, got that 8.17 at a wave that he's so familiar with. Such a solid sized barrel, somehow comes out the foam.
8.17 for that barrel ride for the GOAT. What about Jackson Baker, Pete? An 8.6 here on a keg.
Yeah, this was yesterday. I mean, how good was the waves? And everybody showed up here this morning. Everyone was losing their minds, including ourselves. It was looking to be one of the best days at Super Tubos in a very long time, and it did not disappoint.
It did not at all. John Florence in the barrel. And another tube section for JJF.
Yeah, you'd expect it in conditions like this that John would be one to find those types of waves. He did. This was when the transition of the tide was making it a little bit more difficult, but he still found it.
Jordy Smith, Shannon, this was a 9.17.
It was the highest wave of the event until Griff got that 10, and I love that it came from a big barrel from Jordy, who's so comfortable in that on his forehand, coming out of those nice, big, heavy caves of Cape Town, South Africa, and making it look comfortable.
Moment number 2, the young surfer from San Clemente was warmed up, keeping warm. He kept the water hot. He scored a perfect 10 and his first championship tour victory, Pete.
Very savvy. I mean, I think that one of the things that, he didn't let the big names that he had to deal with today, like John Florence and Felipe Toledo, in conditions like that, he just stuck to his own game. Big ups to his coach, Tom Whitaker, keeping him in his own mind, which was the way he needed to win, was to be Griffin Colapinto, and he did it being Griffin Colapinto.
Oh, what a ride for this young man, and a well-deserved victory for Griffin Colapinto. Moment number 1, Shannon. Tatiana Weston-Webb was in form 4 days straight out here at Super Tubos.
She just had the entire package going for her. She was really feeling it. She was in a good rhythm, and she just kept trusting herself, her abilities, and what was opening up in front of her on every wave that came through. So proud to see her walk away with her 3rd championship tour victory, now 1 here in Portugal, 1 in Australia, and 1 in California.
Very well-rounded, isn't she? She had to do it in challenging conditions throughout the week, and I think that that's one of the things about champions, and especially world champions. You got to be able to do it all at all the places on tour. So congratulations to her. She's right up there in the rankings.
Well, we wrapped it up, you guys, and I feel really, really good about it. 3 stops done so far, and just really, we're trotting down the road right now to the Rip Curl WSL Finals, but it's going to be an exciting road. Your final thoughts, Shannon?
I just cannot believe the field of talent that we have now on the 2022 Championship Tour and the waves that they have back on offer. It's so exciting to see that we've got the Australian events coming up and some really exciting stuff after the midseason cut.
Yeah, Peter, so good to have you back. I want to just say, so glad to have you back in this seat. I want to hear your final thoughts.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kaipo. And I love the fans here in Portugal. I love coming to this country each and every time because they show up even at 7 in the morning when it's freezing cold. They're going to come out here and watch the final. So big ups to everyone here in Portugal. I can't wait to see you at the next event. I'll be not in Australia, but I'll see you at G-Land.
That sounds good. Let's make a date of it, okay? All right. Well, coming up next, the historically longest-running professional surf contest, the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach, is going to be next on the tour. We want you to check it out. That's all going to start April 10th in Torquay. Enjoy today's highlights and aloha.
It's finals day here at the Mayo Pro Portugal, presented by Rip Curl.
I wake up every day like the world is mine.
Gilmore completes her backside snap.
Gotta grind for the bottom, it's a steady climb. So I reach
He's on a nice set here.
Hard off the bottom, clean snap to start for Peterson.
They ain't wanna let me in, so I
Feels so good to be in that final. I really wanted to win that heat.
and my people shine. I wanna live the good
Marissa
life.
flying down the line into a huge layback snap. Beautiful, clean face, great snap up into the pocket, and
Tell me what a player gotta do.
Tatiana Weston-Webb answering back. Nice snap to start off. Goes in for a similar one on that second turn.
Really, really proud and happy that I made that heat.
Ferreira backside from him, a ton of speed. There's the rotation, stomps it. Big rotation. Toledo looking for something here, needs a score. He takes to the air and gets the rotation.
Yeah, happy to be in the finals again.
Royalty in my mind, I was born for this. Talk to
John
myself.
Florence.
Yeah, he likes to look at this right. What's he got for us? Off the bottom, opens up the shoulders. A nice snap from him, a stinging turn.
Numb to it all, I'm acquainted with the pain. One life to live, I'm ready to give it all. The people are counting on me to
Flaring up hard, Colapinto.
You gotta answer the call. You
On the
can't
left-hander, the weight off the bottom. Nice quick hit from him, nice and vertical. Puts it up again a couple more times, squeezing the juice out of this wave.
You know, if I could take this one out, it'd be the best day of my life.
witnesses, I believe.
As we are into our women's final, Lakey Peterson up against Tatiana Weston-Webb.
All I need is my wings fly.
Great opening snap.
Beautiful two-turn combo for Tati on a nice-sized set wave there.
Drawing off the bottom. Great click to start things off with. Goes in for that second, jams the tail. It is Tatiana Weston-Webb, your Mayo Pro Portugal champion.
Mayo Pro Portugal champ, presented by Rip Curl, Griffin Colapinto. This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.